Hello everyone, I'm your shitty DM, and hi, I'm the world's most annoying player. I hope you don't mind the fact that I've killed all your characters so far, and I hope you don't mind the fact that I'm gonna make your life a living nightmare. Great, so we're understanding each other? We are both colossal dicks. Anyway, what's your character gonna do? I would like to make 16 attacks in a single turn, please. Wow, that's more than double what a level 20 fighter can do, and that means it's gonna take twice as long. Wow, that's interesting. I hate you. I hate me too. Here's the dice roll. Wow, that sure was a lot of dice. You bet. I'm not gonna count all those. So does that mean I win? No. What does that mean? It means Hello everybody, my name is Offbeat Outlaw. Welcome to what is this shit? Welcome to Power Builds. Today we're going to be doing a very interesting build because its purpose is not necessarily related to the actual combat or the game. Before I get into that, I think I need to ask you a personal question. Do you hate your friends? I do. If you answered yes like I would. If you answered yes to that question, I think today's build is gonna tickle your fancy. You see, I have uncovered a very interesting build today. This build's purpose is to waste everyone's time. It's not necessarily great, but it sure is annoying. It's the most annoying build I think I've ever made. This build has an eternal turn. That's right, ladies and gents. This is the longest D&D turn, at least I can think of, without magic items. God damn, this is if you pull this on your dungeon master or your friends, you're an evil person. I'm just gonna say that flat out. But you know what? It's funny, and that's what counts. It's pretty damn funny. But what I do think I should mention is that this build also will not be utilizing summons. You see, summons are great, and they're certainly very useful, but if I'm dungeon mastering, and someone summons an absolute fuckload of sheep, and they're like, they're gonna make me put in initiative for like 57 sheep, I'm killing you with a rock. In real life, this character, their turn alone is long. And here's how we take care of this. First thing is, what multi-class are we? Well, that's a very simple thing to answer. We are an 8th level wizard. We are a 4 level warlock, 4 ranger, and 4 fighter. Look, I didn't say this build was simple, okay? I never said that this build was going to be simple. This build's sole purpose is to fuck with somebody. So it's gonna be pretty jank overall. But I think it's still pretty interesting. Now, character's name, let's call them Bum Bum the Wizard. Player name, Outlaw, that's filled out there. Background, who cares? Race, variant human, because let's be honest, if you're not playing a variant human and you're doing a power build, what are you even doing? Like, come on. You know the drill at this point. To get this build to work, you need to have 13 in a few stats. You need to have 13 in Dex, 13 in Intelligence for the Wizard, 13 in Wisdom for the Ranger, and 13 in Charisma for the Warlock. This should all be, this is all pretty easy to do in point buy. It's honestly pretty easy to do overall. We're gonna be getting 5, yeah, we're going to be getting 5 ASIs in this, so there's no need. You should very easily be capable of actually getting the stats required to make this build. For the most part, we're just going to be bumping Charisma because we're a Hexblade Warlock. So for the most part, we're going to be taking advantage of a few things, namely the Wizard. The Wizard has a special extra attack. You see, a Bladesinger Wizard gets the ability to make an attack and then cast a cantrip as part of the same attack action, meaning that their bonus action is not only still completely free, but available and free for use. And you can do that again should you get the ability to, say for instance with Action Surge in the fighter. So that is the name thing that we are taking advantage of. So we're just gonna write down here, Bladesinger extra attack. Now, the next thing that we are taking advantage of is also super interesting and important. We're also going to be taking advantage of cantrips and how they work. You see, cantrips don't level up depending on your class. they level up depending on your character's overall level. That means that if you are a 20th level character and you got one cantrip from like a wizard like a billion levels ago, that cantrip is still going to be rocking like it's at level 20. That's just how cantrips work. It's to encourage multi-classing amongst spellcasters, but it can also be utilized for assholes. And this particular cantrip we're going to be taking advantage of is none other than the Warlock's beautiful, tasty Eldritch Blast. Now, what is Eldritch Blast? Why is it useful? Eldritch Blast, not only being a Warlock's bread and butter, has a particularly interesting style of damage buff. You see, most cantrips, when they level up, they just do more dice in damage, but they don't actually make an extra attack. Eldritch Blast just gets more attacks. It kind of levels up the exact, it levels up the exact same intervals as a fighter's extra attack feature does. Meaning you get 2 beams at level 5, 3 beams at level 11, and 4 beams at level 17, which is a little bit sooner than the fighter, but the fighter gets out at level 20. So, if you're keeping track, that means at level 20, if we are utilizing these features correctly, we're going to be getting, ba-ba-bow, 1 melee attack, plus at level 20, 4 Eldritch Blasts. That is already more than a level 20 fighter could get in one single attack action. A level 20 fighter can only naturally get 4. However, if you are a samurai, which is a specific subclass, there is a specific set scenario. There are specific scenarios in which you can get a 5th attack on these turns. So naturally, this is already looking pretty tasty. The next thing we're going to be taking advantage of, this is also particularly tasty. The next thing we're going to be taking advantage of is the Ranger. Ranger is a weird class to slap onto a build, and it's a pretty decent class overall. It has a ton of options. It's got great spells. But it's just weird thematically. So I can understand if you're going to have some apprehension, but in order for this build to work, we need the Ranger. So please, just have patience. We're going to be taking advantage of a feature from the Gloomstalker Ranger, which is in Xanathar's Guide to Everything, known as Dread Ambusher, or Ambush. I don't know. There's so many things. Can you forgive me for once for not remembering everything? Now, Dread Ambusher is also really unique. On the first turn, now this is critical. On the first turn of every combat, if you make the attack action on your first turn, you can take an extra attack as part of that attack action. Meaning, let's say for instance you're a level 5 Gloomstalker Ranger, you only usually would have 2 extra attacks, but on that first turn, you get 3. We are using our lovely jubbly Bladesinger's extra attack feature, meaning that on this titular first turn, we are not only going to be getting the Bladesinger regular attack, we are also going to be getting 4 Eldritch Blasts. That's how fingers work. And then on top of that, we're getting a Ranger extra attack on top of that. 6 attacks, 1 action. And guess what? You all knew this was coming. We're also a fighter. What did you expect was going to happen? I was just going to slap on the fighter and not use it? You think I'm a fool? You think I'm a goddamn fool? No! Of course I'm going to use it. So naturally, we're going to Action Surge and do it all again. Wow. Isn't that simply amazing? 12 attacks, 1 turn. Now, this is already an exorbitant amount of attacks. And, oh, by the way, I know some of you are going to object to this ruling on the Gloomstalker Ranger's Dread Ambusher thing. So, in the book, let me just get the book out so y'all believe. The Dread Ambusher feat reads, at 3rd level, you master the art of the ambush. You give yourself bonus to your initiative rolls equal to your wisdom modifier, yada, yada, yada. If you take the attack action on that turn, you can make 1 additional weapon attack as part of that action. Now, notice, there is no limitation as to how many times you can do this if you have extra attacks. For instance, the Rogue, it tells you can only sneak attack once per turn, but the Gloomstalker does not say you can only use this feature once on this first turn. And the Fighter's super common. If they wanted that limitation in there, they would have put it in there. So, we get that 6th attack. So, stop your whining, stop your complaining, get over it, buddy boy. Why do I sound like goddamn Alex Jones? Jesus.
Destroy the child.
Kombucha. Anyway, 12 is a lot, but it's not crazy. How is this wasting anyone's time more than just the average amount? Well, I got an answer, and this is why you keep watching my videos, because, you know, there's always a twist. I called this feat being broken from day one Meta Magic Adept. Now, Meta Magic Adept gives you a super cool thing. It gives you meta magic, access to sorcerer meta magic without any class levels. It's amazing. Sorcerer meta magic allows you to change the way how you cast spells. We are specifically going to be taking advantage of the quickened spell meta magic, allowing you to cast a spell that would normally take a whole action whoop, as a bonus action. If you are keeping track, we've done this every time. Why on earth would I choose any spell other than Eldritch Blast? Because we're not here for damage. If this was damage, I would definitely do a fireball, a high-level fireball or something, but we're not here for damage. I'm here to piss off my friends. So we do another Eldritch Blast. Now, if you are keeping track, this is a grand total of 16 attacks. For the record, a level 20 fighter would have to take 2 whole turns to do 16 attacks. We just did 16 attacks in 1 turn. And we did 12 without even using our bonus action. This is a ridiculously long-ass turn. For reference, how many D20s that is if you wanted to roll that all out. 16 D20s. All right, guys, come on down. Come on down, kids. Is it my story? See that? That's 16 dice. Jingle jangling around there. 16 dice. So many. And if you want to be a dick, you roll each of these. If you want to waste everyone's time, you roll them one at a time. Most people aren't going to have 16 D20s to roll all at once. This is my entire collection of D20s. This is every D20 I have on hand. I mean, most players only have 1 set. So you can take your sweet time rolling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 times. Anyway, I'm not going to do damage calcs today, because I think this build can kind of speak for itself. If you're doing 16 attacks in a single turn, it's powerful, and you're wasting everyone's time, which is what I set out to do. So, I think this is a mission accomplished. Congratulations, everyone. Have a fantastic fucking night.